time it is!
Thank you for checking out the C-Squared Hour. I'm your host, Chris. Of course, coming to you from my studio / bunker / whatever I call it these days. Whew. It was quite the week. Before I get too far into this, I do want to let all my longtime listeners know where the other Chris is. He was actually going to be here this week, most likely, but what he went to do, I mentioned a couple months ago how the Russian parliament, the videos of their hearings, of their meetings, and all that sort of stuff are just so much brighter. Their offices are so much, their version of Capitol Hill or whatever, it's just marble and gold and all. It's really amazing. Quite honestly, better set than most, I'd say, daytime TV shows in this country. Well, that didn't go unnoticed by Chris either, so he actually flew over to Russia, not only to help out the show, because he was going to, see about lighting and video and all, so you could see my ugly face all over the internet, but he also was going to help American government out. Which really, I thought it was a great idea. Chris was under the impression that if the videos from Capitol Hill, if the videos from presidential speeches look more extravagant, look better, then maybe it'll increase the trust for the government. So he really was looking to be a patriot. But like with most acts of patriotism, they initially are met with skepticism, sometimes even worse. He got everything squared away back, I would say, in mid-2020. They knew he had to wait to fly out till, the whole thing went down. So he got that all squared away, and he had his ride over there, and this is where he ran into the issue, because the congressman that he talked to get him into Russia with the tourists or whatever got voted out of office. Unfortunately, the congressman who took over is on the opposite end of the political spectrum and really doesn't believe in the mission that he's on over there, which I don't see how anyone can't be. It's really, really a great cause he's going for. I'd put him up there with Doctors Without Borders, to be quite honest with you. But where that becomes an issue, Chris got all the paperwork and everything, but because it was open-ended when he was leaving, they couldn't fix the return date. Well, he tried to set up the return date. Apparently the Russian parliamentary filmers, cameramen, producers, they were more than happy to help him out. They took it as a compliment that this Yankee would come over here and try to learn from them. And so they gave him all sorts of information. Now, because of how this whole thing worked with the pandemic, he didn't have an official return date. What they were able to do for him was set up, kind of a open-ended visa for when you wanted to leave. But they did not, because it was open-ended, they couldn't put in the visa for him to come back. And the congressman that helped Chris get over there got voted out. The congressman that got put in doesn't feel that they are photogenic enough to have better lighting on their hearings. So they said, you know what, fuck you, you're stuck over there. And I guess this is another whole paperwork snafu too. If the assistant of the previous congressman filed one more piece of paper, this dude would have nothing to say about it. But since he didn't, Chris is kind of shit out of luck. So what he's kind of doing is, if you remember like the first half hour of the Bourne Identity, where basically, he has that broad, Matt Damon has that broad drive him into France to figure out what's going on. He's trying to do that, basically going to every embassy, trying to get away into the country. He figures if I apply for it in Russia, they may not say that. But if I go to the Ukraine, maybe they'll say yes. And so that's kind of what he's doing. He's trying to find someone to bring him in. He's been shut down 4 times, from what I hear. The issue he's running into is, for that whole Bourne Identity thing to work, he needs a red bag full of money that just happened to be there, which he doesn't have. And B, he needs to be as pretty as Matt Damon, and that isn't a thing either. So that is where Chris is, and he's working his damnedest to get back here. And like any good American, he says, even though this has been an issue, he is going to make sure that the information he got from over there makes it into the right hands to really, really make sure that the trip was not in vain. So let's just hope this all gets squared away, right? As always, I was going to start my episode with a whole, let's fight, Randy, let's do this. But with another one of those stupid Jake Paul fights happening, I feel like I run the risk of sounding like a dumb hack if I continue to challenge Randy to a boxing match. Because then I just look like, at best, I look like Jake Paul. At worst, I look like Aaron Carter fighting Lamar Odom. So, I don't know what to do. Of course, I need to challenge Randy. Of course, I need to show him who's boss. I need to remind him of boxing may have to be on hold. We may have to do, like one-on-one basketball or something, which would be just god-awful, but I don't know, a home run derby? It's gonna be tough, but again, because of the whole Jake Paul thing, I don't know what else to do. He didn't take the challenge soon enough, so I'm running into that issue. I'm also bumping my microphone stand. Once again, hey, at least once an episode, right, folks? Consistency is key. So yeah, Randy, well, if you're gonna take the offer, by all means, we can go ahead and lace him up. However, I don't see that happening. And quite honestly, it's feeling a little hacky at this point. So if you think of another competition that you want to try to prove your worth at, well, we can do that. But unfortunately, especially after this weekend, I feel like such a dumb hack because of it. I guess I do have to talk about that Paul fight with all the shit I've been talking. I am glad I did not waste my time watching this. I actually went down, instead of sitting around waiting for this to happen, I went down and watched the minor league. This is gonna sound like I'm joking. This is gonna sound like I'm making something up. I watched basically it's the minor league of the LPGA, the Women's Golf Tour. A minor league tournament of that. Again, gonna sound like I'm making it up, but... And I learned 2 things. A, I have no business playing golf. I really don't. you watch these broads, and they're not even the ones on TV. They're not even the ones. And watching how far and how high and how close they're hitting it, it's nutty. I'm at a 4 handicap. At that course, I usually shoot around, I don't know, 7, 8 over, somewhere in there. These broads, the winner was 16 under over 3 days. So yeah, I learned I have no business playing golf. I also learned that live golf tournaments are way more fun than bullshit celebrity boxing. Thank God. I did watch the highlights. I did find, basically, it was someone who took basically the most important 30 seconds of each round and kind of put that up there, so I was able to see that. From what I saw, it looked like it was another Paul fight that could have easily ended early if the other dude wanted to. There was a couple moments that I saw where Woodley, if he actually just put the gas pedal on, if he just, it would have been over easily, but he didn't because, I mean, he knows where his bread's buttered, I guess. So, even though it wasn't on that Triller thing, I don't know, is Triller done? Is Triller still a thing after the last fight thing? Are they even, after that goddamn mess, are they even still around, or are they going to do, I don't know, are they going to do the next Mike Tyson fight or whatever? Luckily for everyone who bought it, it wasn't on that platform. It was Showtime, who actually, has a reputation and can actually do those sorts of things. Another thing that they managed to do well this time, from what I saw, is they managed to make it look like the fix wasn't in. A split decision. If you look at the scorecards, it looks like the fix wasn't in. It was just scored how the judges saw it. But, I mean, we all know. Especially watching Woodley just back off every time he had Paul in trouble. Because of these stupid fucking things, I'm gonna look like an asshole when I officially fight Randy. Because of this, it's just, I could sit here and talk more about the fight and what I saw from the highlights and from what no one gives a fuck. Everyone's talked about it. We all know what was going to go on. Oh, let's run it back. No. I hope, because I hear this wasn't the most fun fight to watch anyway. I hope this gets people to stop. But people are going to keep paying for it. Well, they're going to keep paying for it because they want to see this cocksucker lose. And so, basically, until Jake Paul loses, people are still going to be buying these fights. Hence the fix. Hence Woodley not finishing it off when he could. Hence finding the right judges for this thing. That's all I really have on this. I try to think of more. I try to, get really in depth with this and really try to. I got nothing, guys. I'm sorry. I know I might be letting some of you down because you're really looking for my hard hitting analysis when it comes to this, but yeah, I got nothing. Sorry. They made it look like it wasn't a fix, and Woodley did enough to make sure it didn't look like a fix. So, it is what it is. I did, however, it was delayed over a year, but I did finally get to see one of my favorite bands of all time, the Black Crowes, over in Seattle. I could talk about the show. I could say how much fun I had. I could say how good they sounded, or how the brothers looked like they still don't like each other, or what have you. Really, the biggest things that stuck out to me were the amount of ugly white people dancing was going on, and how just, you get 45 to 60-year-old white people in a place where they feel comfortable. And they just let loose. And they just don't care how bad they look. Holy shit. It was one of the ugliest things I've ever fucking seen. And they don't care. They're enjoying themselves. They look around and everyone else is dancing the same way as them. So, hey, let's go. The amount of ugly person white dancing was, I guess not ugly person. Yeah, well, I mean, actually, to be honest, the ones who were really dancing weren't really lookers. A lot of ugly white dancing. And another thing I noticed about this, for some reason, there seemed to be a lot of husband and wife with stepdaughter, where the wife was basically getting ignored. Stepdaughter was getting a lot of attention. Just enough to creep me out, but not enough to really, call the authorities. In fairness to these stepfathers, a lot of the daughters looked like they were in the 18 to 25 range. So it didn't look like they were doing anything horribly bad, but still looked weird. Stepfathers, a lot more attention to the stepdaughters and wives. Honestly, think of the stage at 2 p.m. at any sort of fair or gathering at a park where they have free. Those were the people you saw. They're in their element. They're, they usually don't pay money for concerts because the local ones are just as good, if not better. That's what they say. These were the people that were there. There was the one guy who thinks he's a fucking. There's more than this, but one guy right in front of us, you could tell he thinks he's a goddamn music expert. So he's walking around while one of the bands is playing and just checking out how it sounds and making sure it looks okay. Like, sit the fuck down, dude. No one cared. He was also one of the ugly white dancers. So. Yeah, the show, I don't, the older I get, and unfortunately I'm not old enough for this to be okay, I'm just getting more angry and angry in public, and it just, no matter where I'm going, I've been waiting for this show for, a year and a half, and all I'm thinking is, God, I want to punch this guy in the fucking mouth. Show was great, show was fun, but the clientele was, like I said, think of any sort of gathering in a park where they have a stage set up and the people that hang out and listen to that. That's what you had to see there. But like I said, the concert was a great time. Even if the brothers clearly don't like each other still, and there wasn't a whole lot of eye contact, and there wasn't their introductions, them introducing each other, went pretty slowly, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, look up the Black Crowes, alright? Just look into it. I'm not going to sit here and explain how the brothers fucking hate each other, and they fight a bunch, and broke up for years just because the two brothers couldn't get along. I'm not going to explain all of that for you. Look it up. Think Oasis without the accent. And in my opinion, better music and not as pretentious. The concert did give me a good chance to really forget my woes, so to speak. I don't know what it is about how I record or what I record or what. As soon as I record something and post it, weird shit happens. I talked about the last episode. I brought up the fact that I had actually read the news and looked into all this Taliban news and what the UN was going to do with it and all that shit. I posted, basically the last article I saw was that the UN's going to look into negotiating with the Taliban, because this isn't the Taliban of 10 years ago. This is next day there's a report that a UN worker had the shit beat out of him at the airport. along with that, all of a sudden, we're starting to see basically what the Taliban used to be. So it appears the UN's done talking to them. I was gonna say kiss of death, but that seems in bad taste currently. I have super bad luck when it comes to shit like this. I don't know what it is, but as a gambler, I know basically I need to change dealers if I want to win it all. I need to wait till they switch over the deck. When I read those articles, all I thought that was going to happen is once we pulled out, the shit was going to go back to the same, and they were going to go back to being who they are. But no, they're even before we completely pull out, they're beating the shit out of UN people. There's 12 soldiers who were recently just killed. I don't know. Again, I stopped reading the articles, just looking at headlines. Not sure where Biden stands on this. I'm not sure how he's gonna. Who knows? All right. But they proved me right, at least. This time I wasn't proven wrong. I was proven that, like, why the fuck would we even consider talking to them? And they showed us why we shouldn't. And now, killing troops, beating up, or Christ, what was it? Monday, I think? They showed a picture of a person with the Taliban, flying what appeared to be a U.S. helicopter with a dude hanging from it like it was fucking Scarface. We all remember that, where he hangs guy off to scare people. And really wish this was another case where I was fucking wrong, but this time I don't even know what to say to it. I try to think of something funny. There's nothing. So I'm gonna stop there. I'm just gonna mention, I know I sounded misinformed based on when I released the episode and what was going on that day, but in defense of me, that is what was going on. That was what was happening. But yeah, we're done. Oh, but we are going to see the first wave of Afghani refugees coming to our country. Now, in a lot of cases, I will listen to the argument about why, we can't take all the refugees, and why, maybe, some other countries should step up to the plate and help out and what have you. Nope. We fucked this one up. This is all on us, the United States. So we are helping the citizens out as much as we can, more than we did when we were fucking over there. And it's also fucking crazy. How much news have you heard from Afghanistan before 2 weeks ago? I'm sure there's crazy shit happening still. But yeah, we owe the refugees this time. It's not a situation where where the Statue of Liberty is gonna extend her helping hand. No, this is guys, we kind of fucked your home up, so if you come one, come all. Anyone who doesn't think that really the U.S. should have to help the citizens or deal with them, that's why we originally went over there 20 years ago, but anyone who thinks that is a certain level of selfish that I don't understand. I just can't see it. I get it with a lot of things. Not every refugee has to, and I get the hurricanes, hitting or about to hit, or according to the news, New Orleans still hasn't fully rebuilt from Katrina, even though they might have, or if you go down there, you don't see remnant. I don't know. But if you look at news reports, they're still on rooftops. But with the hurricane hitting, I could say, hey, I could see people saying, hey, we have to dedicate our resources to the Gulf Coast. we have bigger fish to fry currently than but this one's on us, all right? The Bosnia situation, not really on us, but if we do take, the refugees, it's okay. But other countries have to help out. But nope, this one, all us. This was us. We bought the meal, and we're gonna have to pick up the check. It's just how it goes on this one. So again, anyone complaining about the refugees, just remember how long we were there, how little that happened. It appeared. I mean, the only good thing was getting Bin Laden, and I guess Saddam. Both of those didn't happen in Afghanistan, so could maybe we were there for different reasons than terrorism? I'm not going into that. I'm just done with it. I don't know. Again, I'm sitting here, I'm trying to think of something fucking funny, and I got nothing. I got no jokes. I got no conspiracies. I got fucking nothing. Oh my god. I am so tired of white mothers on social media. White suburban moms are the fucking worst. They are terrible. I don't know how many memes I see or, just conversation I have where, I'll do anything to protect my kids. You don't harm my... Really? What do you have to protect them from? What's going on? How many stray bullets are coming by? How many people are trying to... Are you getting knocked on the door by kidnappers saying, "Oh, I like your kid," and you say, "No, I'll do anything." I'm like, "Oh, sorry." Here's what it is. It's another level of not enough people telling women to shut the fuck up. Yes, we know, don't hurt your kid or you'll be upset. We know that you'll do anything to protect them. We know that you don't have to fucking post that every goddamn day. You know who's not posting that every goddamn day? People in the middle of war zones. You know why? Because they actually really have to protect their kids. There's really shit that's going on that could easily kill them right away. They're getting recruited to be child soldiers. You don't see Facebook posts, from Sierra Leone where it's like, "I will do it." I learned my lesson. No accent. "I will do anything to protect my child." No, you know why? Because they're really protecting their children. "Don't say anything bad about my kid." Or what? Or what, hon? "I will never forgive you if you..." How many people are really trying to harm your fucking kid? Is it an active battle? No, it's not an active battle, because if it was, you wouldn't have time to post the shit on social media. You wouldn't have time to get in front of the news camera. I'm telling you, it's the whole thing. It's one step below quote unquote Karen. That's what it is. It's white women who haven't been told to shut the fuck up enough. You know who doesn't say that shit? Fathers. You know why? Because they know when it has to happen, it has to happen. So they're not going to waste their time reminding everybody, "This is my child and I swore an oath," or "I swore..." No, it's the same thing that's coming with the whole cancel culture thing, the whole accepting of all people and all. We're going a little bit too far with it. And what I'm starting to see, and I guarantee within this next 6 months, 7 months, we're already starting to see it, but we're going to see a pushback of dumb women who haven't been told no. That's where the Karen thing's coming from. We're starting to see the pushback of these dumb overzealous, these dumb, self-important broads who haven't been told to shut the fuck up enough in their life, and now all of a sudden the internet's starting to tell them, this is just another case of it. This is just, but we can't say it because it's talking about children. Yet. But next time you see a post like, I'm a mama bear, don't you talk to my cub, ask them what the fuck you're protecting them from. Hunters? Huh? Honey, you're a stay-at-home mom. Hey, lady, your parents watch your fucking kids. What do you have to protect them from? You better not drive your car into my yard while the kids are playing. You know what? We just stop. Just fucking stop. Just because you have nothing going on in your life to make you feel important, just because having the kid didn't fill that hole entirely that you needed filled to make your life mean something, don't try to extend it above what you're really thinking. Don't try to make yourself bigger than you actually are. That's another thing. You don't see those posts from people who have real shit going on in their life. You don't hear that said by people who have real shit going on in life. The only people who are saying those things and who I will protect my kid with everything I have. The only ones who are doing that are the ones who don't have anything else going on. And because their kid isn't enough to fill the hole of their life, they're like, well, let's see, if this isn't making me feel important enough, you know what I'll do? I'll post something that makes me sound important enough. Makes me sound like I'm the border patrol. Stop. Just stop. We know. You post 30 fucking pictures of your kid a day. We know that you'll do anything to protect them. Guess what? You really don't have to if the camera's in their fucking face all day. Anything that happens, you already got the evidence. You don't have to do shit. Fucking just white women. Just thinking. And I know, it's not just, you're right, it's not just white women, but it's a white woman mentality. That's what it is. All right. Rap music, you don't have to be black to become a fan, but it was started in the black community. And so that's where it is. You don't have to be a white woman to be an unoriginal twat and have no one tell you to shut the fuck up. But that's where it started. That's the culture that started it. I would like to extend a challenge to my squareheads out there. And this is the first time I'm really talking. I try to get you guys to hit me up on social media or email me or whatever. Just show me you're there. Even though I can see the numbers, I want to see who the numbers are. Here's a call to arms for all my squareheads out there. Next time one of these suburban middle-class broads says something that is never going to be an issue in their life, just tell them to shut the fuck up. Next time a broad tries to make her life sound more important than it actually is, tell her to shut the fuck up. You could be more polite if you want to. By all means, I'm not advocating rudeness. They're on a pedestal that they haven't earned. They haven't earned the amount of quote-unquote respect or that they get for saying dumb shit like that. No one's going to tell them they're wrong. No one's going to tell them they're full of shit. Just fucking tell them. Next time that broad living in a gated community says, No, you've not seen. You have not seen anger till you see a mother who's seen her kid hurt. Call her on that. How the fuck is your kid gonna get hurt? Alright? Who's gonna do it? Until there is a real threat, until something real happens, you shouldn't be able to post dumb shit like that. I'll give you this one, alright? If some dude or chick tries to break into your house and steal your fucking kid for whatever to make him work an assault mine or something like that, and you fight him off, you can make those posts all goddamn day. All right? I will listen to them. I will read them. But if the worst thing that could possibly happen to your kid is the neighbor kid's mean to them, stop, okay? Just stop until you find a real reason you have to protect them. Well, they might learn the password to watch adult stuff on Netflix. Give me a goddamn break. Fucking... Again, people getting hung from helicopters in Afghanistan. None of the mothers over there are worried about what the rest of their social media thinks about how they're going to protect their children. No, you know why? Because they got real shit to worry about. If there's bullets flying by your house almost on a nightly basis and you have to sleep on the fucking floor below the windows, you're not posting that sort of shit to social media. But no one will ever call them on it. No one will ever call them out. Alright, we're getting semi-close to the end here. I got all wound up and the computer saw it and had technical issues, so... I did see a note here that in Florida, nurses are walking out over unvaccinated patients. Didn't you sign up to deal with sick people? Isn't that kind of your job? Isn't that kind of your gig? I don't think you have to take the Hippocratic Oath, but didn't you, in essence, sign up to deal with sick people? I know it might be stupid. You might think it's stupid for these people to turn down, healthy people turning down the vaccine for no reason other than they think it's, it's Dr. Fauci's trying to poison them with whatever Magneto has in the X-Men. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck people are. I've seen some real not anti-vaxxers, but anti-COVID vaccine people. I've seen some reasonable ones. All right, a lot of people are waiting for FDA approval, which just happened with the Pfizer one. So if those people aren't just blowing smoke up your ass, they'll be getting the Pfizer vaccine any day now. And I know other people with other conditions that are taking other medications that say, quote, I don't know why I said quote, that are saying, hey, look, I'm taking other meds. I have other conditions. This hasn't been studied long enough to know if this is going to fuck with all the other shit. Regardless if you say, well, it's not the active virus, or you say it's... Okay, it's still another foreign thing that you're putting into your body that could counteract with medicines you take. Okay. I get that argument, all right? I get it. I'm not going to sit here and debate vaccine over no vaccine. The mandate, we could spend months talking about that, but nurses walking out, these people won't get vaccinated, so... I mean, it sucks, yeah, but are cops allowed to walk off the job if they feel like not enough people are locking their doors at night? Like, well, we're dealing with a lot of home robberies and they're not locking their doors, so we're not helping them anymore. It baffles. Hospital administrators, all right? People who work the front desk at hospitals. I'll listen to them getting annoyed and walking out way before I'll worry about the nurses walking out. And I know nurses and doctors and frontline workers are heroes, but you know what? You signed up for this job. This is the life you chose, all right? You didn't ask who gave the order. You didn't ask because you knew it had nothing to do with business. This is the life you chose. That man was Moe Greene. I understand their frustration. I understand where they're coming from, but walking out, come on. Walking out because you have to deal with sick people. Does that make any sort of sense? Go be a nurse and an eye doctor then. I don't know what to tell you. Nurses walking out because people aren't getting the vaccine. Like I said, you don't hear firemen, oh, they're having a barbecue too close to their house, and that's a fire hazard. I'm dealing with too many of those, so we're not gonna fight fires anymore. That's not heard. But for some reason, I'm not seeing that argument. I'm not seeing you signed up to work with sick people. I'm not seeing that argument. Regardless of how bullshit you think the argument is, or how true or accurate you think the argument is, I'm not seeing it. Which fucking annoys me too. I'm tired of being the most logical one in my household. That includes what I read on my phone and the internet. So that includes, alright? I think I'm going to end this episode on a situation I think I can fix. I don't trust enough of my squareheads to call out these mothers who are trying to make themselves bigger than they actually are. I don't think enough of you are going to do that. So here we go. A problem I can actually fix. My flat earthers, you're missing a perfect opportunity. Alright? With the whole QAnon thing, and the whole Pizzagate, and the whole, Trump's going to be put back into power, and all those sorts of things. You are missing a perfect opportunity. Get your message out now more than ever. You know why? Because the earth being flat isn't the craziest fucking thing anymore. Someone believing that, I guarantee you, flat earthers, right now, if you mention that you believe the earth is flat, you'll be looked at the same way people who don't believe Epstein killed himself look. That's how you're going to look. You're going to look like someone like, oh yeah, that's a dumb conspiracy. I don't believe it, but hey, let them think whatever they want. They could be right, but they're probably not. So let them think however they want. This is your chance. This is your chance to get on stage. This is your chance to get out there. Get a fucking TV network. Get at least a show on some sort of real streaming platform. This is your chance. So many crazy conspiracies out there. So much nutty shit going on. Why? Why aren't you jumping on this bandwagon? Like, oh yeah, those people who stormed the Capitol, they're nuts. So we're just over here going to talk about how the world's flat. So, Yeah, those guys who, are being, we're not with them. So let's have our little meeting over here. Get yourself on the fucking news. All right? You'll be a palate cleanser from the stupid shit and the real shit that's going on. This is your chance. I don't know. You allegedly have doctors. You allegedly have scientists in your movement. Allegedly. How are there no marketing people who believe the earth is flat? You get fucking Kyrie Irving and Shaq, I guess. But no one who knows when to jump on a commercial, when to... Look, I told you, I am 100% a flat earther, all right? I want the invite to the parties. I want the group of listeners that would come with being a flat earther. I want all those. As far as my belief in it, we could let's talk about that at the conventions, all right? But you guys have your chance. Here it is. Here it is. You're not the crazy ones anymore. So get up on your soapbox. Get up on your soapbox, and everyone's going to walk by and say, haha, that's funny, as they're walking away, as they're running away from all the other fucking conspiracies that are going on. And a few of them, since they're going to need to take a rest, oh, thank God. Oh, we'll just listen to this flat earth guy. And all of a sudden, they're in your movement. This is your opportunity. Grab it by the horns. I'm doing my best. I'm doing what I can. Everybody, become a flat earther. There, I've done my best for you. Help a brother out, all right? Like any good podcast, I think it should end on flat earth. So, I want to thank everybody for checking this out. Everyone who continues to support the show, who shares it around, all that. I will continue to put them out if you continue to listen. Do all the sharing thing. Smash the like button. Do all the sharing. Again, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. I may jump down TikTok road. Maybe. I might not be smart enough to do it, but I might jump down that. Who knows? I might do other shit. I don't know. But check everything out. Help a brother out. Hey, if you get enough people listening, you'll get a t-shirt that you have to buy on your own, but you'll still get the t-shirt. Beyond that, I think that's it. So I will see you all next time.